Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by the Detroit Lions on the Prowl on the Belly Up Sports Network. Today, we got draft recap with biting kneecaps day 3. We got some news and rumors for you, but first, I got to bring in my main man, the man of steel himself, Curt Steele.
What up, dude? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And as always, please join the family. Subscribe to the channel because we don't have fans. We don't have viewers. We got family. And it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Of course, we got your comment cards. We got Detroit Lions on the Prowl trivia. We got the Wall of Fame and dessert with your man, Curt. But first, who do we got next? Who?
Mike Jones. Who? Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fans?
Hey, let's get this thing started
right now.
Lego.
It's Detroit Lions talk, baby.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I am so excited. It is day 3, and we're going to start now with the man of steel, Curt Steele.
All right, first up, we have the guy out of USC, Amon-Ra Brown. He was picked in the 4th round, pick 112 out of USC, 5'11" and a half, 197-pound wide receiver who can block, has great skills, hands are just terrific, crisp route runner. This is the one thing he really does well. Crisp route running. So some people have, there's so many comparisons I've heard about this guy. I mean, we're talking about maybe a little bit of smaller Kenny Golladay with his hands. He fights at the contested catches very well. Or you hear maybe a little bit bigger Golden Tate, you know what I'm saying, with his ability to break tackles and get his yak. And then somebody, I don't know who this was yesterday. It was, I know who it was. It was Bruce Murray, I believe, on XM Radio, Sirius XM Radio. He said, no, it was not. It was Tim 21. Tim 21 said, he was like, well, maybe he's like a Keenan Allen. I'm like, Keenan Allen? He was like, well, he doesn't have a breakaway speed, but he's like, if you look at the way he runs his routes, he reminds him of Keenan Allen. He said, I don't want to put the pressure on the young man, but he said Keenan Allen may be a comparison as well. So Amon-Ra Brown definitely has the attention of the national media going to Detroit in the 4th round.
Right on. I think him, the thing that sticks out to me most is he has 7 touchdowns in 6 games. So that means he's a playmaker. That means he puts points on the board. His route running, he knows how to find the ball. And also one thing that stuck out to me too is he had 12.8 yards of reception. So that means he moves the chains. Okay, he gets downfield. And I like that. You know, a lot of people were complaining, you know, as Brad Holmes said about not getting a receiver. We got a receiver. He let it fall to us. He didn't reach out and grab a receiver, like reach out and grab Devontae Smith or, you know what I'm saying? He let it land. And I think we'll be much happier that a receiver fell on our lap than us reaching to get one, because then there's less pressure on him. What you think,
not only that, I mean, he didn't just fall to us. He should have been a 2nd round pick.
Yeah,
he really should have been. He's a day 1 starter in the slot for the Detroit Lions. I see him actually having a pretty decent season. I think he's going to get the ball a lot because Jared Goff's going to be able to trust him. He's crisp in his breaks. He gets to the point of the ball. I like a lot of the things that he does, and he does remind me of the mini Kenny Golladay in a way. I don't think he has a tremendous amount of speed, and he doesn't get a lot of separation, but he reminds me of that contested catch guy, like a Marvin Jones, like that type of receiver. But he's going to play the slot for us, and I think that he's going to have a lot of attention on him this year. I really believe that. I think he could have a decent season for a rookie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Another thing that, you know, before we move on to the next guy, he's not afraid to do the dirty work. He likes to block. He will knock some guys on their behind in the run game. So that's one thing I do like about him. He has that nasty mentality where he will definitely put some defenders on their backs in the run game. So I'll definitely like that with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Next up, we have fourth round, pick 113, because we traded up to get this guy. It is Derrick Brown. He is the linebacker out of Purdue, 6 foot, 238 pounds. Now, here's the interesting thing with him. He started playing edge rusher first and then moved to the middle linebacker. So it's like, okay, so he has the ability to rush the passer, and he has the ability to just be a heat-seeking missile at the middle linebacker spot. Wears number 55 and has drawn some comparisons to another Lion who used to wear number 55, just to let him celebrate. Stephen Tulloch, who celebrated, and tore his ACL, doing a happy dance after he made a play. So as long as he keeps himself on the ground and doesn't celebrate after a play, hopefully we can keep his knees straight. But Derrick Brown, Derrick Barnes is a terrific inside linebacker. Like our guy, a friend of the show, DSA member 313, Jamal, he says Derrick Barnes is going to be a problem in the NFL.
Yeah, Derrick Brown, he had 226 tackles, 10.5 sacks in his college career. The thing that I've noticed is everybody's screaming linebacker and stuff, but we had some news yesterday about JOK and that he had some heart issues come up, and so that's why he was not drafted as early as he was, scared off a lot of teams. Another thing we got found out yesterday, and I don't know for sure if this is 100%, but it looks like the Lions are going to run a 4-2-5, which means they don't need as many linebackers as we might think. And so Derrick Barnes is going to fit into this system really, really well. I look at him as a middle linebacker. I don't know if he starts this year. I think he's going to take a back seat to Jamie Collins, but I think Jelani Tavai's days are numbered in Detroit.
Right. Man, that's interesting because the 4-2-5 is a defense that we are converting to at Northwest High School. So
there's the expert down there.
yeah. So I'll be deep looking. I'll be looking high and looking low. But I just want to say another thing to add on to that is Derrick Barnes, he runs a 4.58 40.
That's good.
So for being he can move, okay? So he can play. He can play a little bit outside. He can play inside and outside as well as rush the passer. So he is made in the mold of Jamie Collins, and I think he will be Jamie Collins' replacement probably after this season. I think he'll step in and he'll be that. The only concern, which I'm not sure why this was a concern, but on the draft network, that player profile they do, they said he couldn't really flip it. He didn't get in out of flipping his hips. He didn't get in and out of his breaks good. But
but he takes really good angles, and I don't know. Right. I thought he took really good angles. I think he can rush the passer. I think that because he was a converted defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's always what do you call that? It's always going to be something with the guys when you look at draft coverage. They're all going to find something a little bit negative.
He's not a great coverage linebacker.
Yeah, really. He's not. I mean, but I don't think that's why they brought him in, though. You think that maybe Anzalone or even Collins is decent in coverage, so that may not be why they brought him into Detroit. I mean, they brought him really to play. Maybe that little bit of the mic. He can set players up, make sure that he can put them in the right position. So I don't think that's the true reason why they brought him into the Motor City. But I like the pick. Derrick Barnes, he's an aggressive tackler, surefire. He can wrap guys up and he gets to the ball. I like the fact that he takes an angry approach to the game, like a lot of players that we, especially in the defensive side, that we drafted this year. I even think Amon-Ra St. Brown is angry.
Yep. Even the wide receiver, man, he uses his hands too.
Everybody mad.
But
they're aggressive.
What I've saw with the defensive picks is they got disruptors.
Yep.
They got people that's gonna get in that backfield and cause some havoc. And this guy's one of those guys. Barnes is really, really good at getting to the quarterback, blowing up a play, blowing up a running play to the outside. He's quick to the edges. I think he's going to be in primarily on rundowns at first, and maybe later he'll be able to get better in pass coverage because I think that's his weakness. But I see him as being a backup linebacker for Detroit and a monster special teams player at this point.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Me
All right,
too.
the last guy we have, round number 7, pick 257. Just a couple of picks away from Mr. Irrelevant. You know who that is. That's the last pick in the draft.
Yep.
We have Jermar Johnson, 6-foot running back out of Oregon State, weighs in at 206 pounds. So he kind of fits the mold of what we have at running back already in Detroit. You look at DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, and Kerryon Johnson, who's the tallest guy. So he's around that same height as Kerryon Johnson, just a little bit lighter at 206. Guy ran a 4.55 40, 31-inch verticals. 3-year starter in high school, finished his senior year with 1,861 yards in 2017 with 34 touchdowns. The guy is a little bit angry himself. He's a little bit mad because he said he should have went earlier in this draft. So what do you guys think about Jermar Jefferson out of Oregon State?
I love his vision. I think that he has incredible vision for being picked in the 7th round. He said he should have been picked in the 3rd or 4th round. I don't know. I mean, I don't see that he has really good top end speed, but he's elusive and he's quick. He's quick and he's got a little bit of twitchiness to him, but he's got vision and he can find the hole. He can find, how to get past the first level of defense and get out into that second level. And I like that about him. I think we needed a 4th running back, but I kind of wanted a more power back. So I'm not sure how he fits in this whole thing. Right. I think he'll be the 4th running back on our team, but we'll see how that all goes.
Right. Ironically, like Amon St. Brown, he has 7 touchdowns in 6 games.
Very cool.
So we got people who know how to find the end zone. You know what the thing is, he has sneaky speed. I think he has the guy next to you speed. He's just gonna run a little bit quicker than the guy next to you. It really is how you get in and out of your cuts that really make you as a running back, because you don't really get that straight line speed. Like you don't really just run in a straight line, you know what I'm saying, to get to point A. Right.
That was Best.
That was
a straight. He was a straight line runner.
He was explosive. Yeah. But he has good, like I said, next to you speed, and he runs past guys and he knows how to find the hole. His, like you said, his vision is good. That's one thing that we have in our running backs is they all have good vision, and I like the pick, man. I don't know if he'll make the team because he'll have a couple of undrafted free agents to go with him. So because I think we'll keep 4 running backs and 1 fullback. So he'll definitely be in the mix, though. Definitely.
Yeah.
I think he makes the team. I really do.
Yeah. Listening to 97.1 The Ticket yesterday, they were saying that maybe the writing's on the wall for one Mr. Kerryon Johnson. They're bringing in all these kind of younger running backs, undrafted free agents and the young fella out of Oregon State. So it may be the writing may be on the wall for Kerryon Johnson if he doesn't do well in camp. This may be a thank you for coming out. God bless you. Good night. But the one thing about Jermar Jefferson, he doesn't have great top end speed, but what he does, he maintains his speed, his top end speed very well. So it's not like a drop off. Yeah, it's not a drop off. Like, so, some guys, when they get down the field, maybe they lose a little gas when on a long run. No, Jefferson, he maintains his top end speed doing his runs. So that's one thing I've learned about Jermar Jefferson from doing a little bit of research. But those close out the draft picks for the Lions. We'll cover all 7 rounds. Overall, gentlemen, I'm not in the grade business because I'm not a teacher. I used to be an instructor, but we didn't give out grades like that. So just overall, what are your thoughts about the Lions 2021 draft class?
I love it. I don't give grades either, but it's, to me, one of the best drafts I have seen as a Lions fan. We got disruptors. We got people that make a difference, and offense and defense. We got a disruptive left or right tackle. You play him at right tackle until Decker either retires and decides to move on or whatever we have to do. Put him at left, draft another right tackle. I think we're going to be good for years and years to come at that offensive line. We completed that. Defensive line, Unzarike, and the other defensive tackle. I'm telling you, man, those guys are disruptors. Those guys get in the backfield.
Yeah.
And what's the number one thing that quarterbacks hate? Pressure up the middle.
Yeah.
And that's what we're getting. We're getting pressure up the middle with these guys. And I tell you, they're quick, but they're powerful. I've noticed the demeanor in all of them as they've got something to prove, but also they just want to hit somebody from the offense to the defense. Everybody, even Jermar Jefferson said he's going to be running angry because he thought he was going to go in the 3rd or 4th round. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's coming in with something to prove. That's something I don't see in Kerryon Johnson. Never did.
Right.
Yeah.
I never saw that chip on his shoulder. I never saw the willingness to do whatever it takes to win. I see him on the beach. I see him, all this other stuff, but I just never saw the passion for me. And that's something that bothered me with him. And this could be his last season as a Lion. If he can't run behind that offensive line, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
I think we improved our blocking. I think we improved our defense. I like Iffy too. I think that we have really shored up a lot of spaces. We're not going to be good this year. I'm just letting everybody know, but we have started the process, and I thought we started off on the right foot. That's my take on the draft.
Yeah, I would give us a B+.
So you are giving out grades because nobody else.
He's giving out grades.
I'm gonna break the little cycle here. I'm gonna give us a B+. I think all the picks were good. Were great. The only thing that I would have preferred, like a lot of us, is a safety. I really wanted a safety. I don't know how that'll work. Maybe Iffy will fit into that somehow. Maybe he'll be like Tracy Walker was, a cornerback safety. But I mean, overall, we got tougher, we got stronger, we got meaner, we got nastier with every pick. Okay, if we would have picked a punter, he would have kicked the ball mean. He would have had a snarl on his face. So,
we already got one of those, Mr. Foxy himself.
Right. Yeah. But overall, I like it, man. I like where they're going. This is, like I said, man, this is Detroit. Okay, we are not the pretty, sexy team. Like, that's not us. We're like the Baltimore Ravens. Like, we punch you in the mouth. We're gonna run the ball. Man, we're gonna make passes downfield, and that's how we're gonna do it, man. And we're gonna hit you. And when you try to, and when we get back up, we're gonna bite a kneecap off. Okay, I mean that's the D, baby. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I like the draft as well. I'm not giving out a grade. I'm not going to follow in Coach Mike Jones, but I do like the grade. I like the shoring up positions, and then one thing I like the aggressive type player. They pick guys that are they're going to take that Honolulu blue collar seriously. They have workman mentalities. They're going to be aggressive. The two defensive tackles, if you kind of look at them as a tandem, they complement each other. So that's what I really do like, the fact that they pick two complementary defensive tackles that kind of work off of each other. And they can be a problem for some years to come. Saying you're looking at those two guys. I like the cornerback we got out of Syracuse. Like you say, he may be versatile. He may switch to safety, or you may look at, the short guy, Jeff Okudah, moving to safety. We have a bunch of he's the shortest corner we have. That's outside corner we have. I mean, at 6'1", he's the shortest guy we have for the outside. So wow. I mean, and then here's the deal: you sprinkle in some of those veterans we brought in. So it's going to be a whole bunch of guys in Detroit playing with some chip on their shoulder, and that's what they kind of guys that they got. Chip on their shoulder, mean, nasty, aggressive type players who's going to compete. Like I say, I'm not expecting the Lions to be, overall, a great competitive team this year as far as wins, but they're going to be competitive on the field, and it's going to be nasty, and it's going to be exciting I'm ready for this. If the season started tomorrow, I'll be happy. So, but
I'm
that
fast
is
forward in time, man.
yeah,
I wish I had that little
definitely.
clicker.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, click. All right. So let's get into definitely let's kind of move into some news and rumors. Detroit considered trading up for Penei Sewell twice, but Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, they kind of stayed the course and was like, okay, and they kind of watched the board just to see what was happening in front of them and were patient, and he just fell in their lap. What do you guys think about that?
I think Mike
that
Holmes was
smart.
patient.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mike Holmes was patient, and I'm glad Cincinnati was stupid again, and I'm really glad that Miami keeps doing the same things that they do. So for us, that was the best pick. What do you got, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was something that I seen coming. I seen that they got young quarterbacks, and I think they were gonna try and fit their number one target. They had a chance to get that quarterback's number one target in college that made that quarterback who he was. So I seen it happening. But Sewell, man, I'm glad they didn't reach. They waited though. They waited. I think their finger was on the button. Like, should I press the red button right now, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it fell to him, and that should just show you the luck is changing around here in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the attitude.
Yeah. But you know what though? You're talking about those reuniting those quarterbacks with their top targets. That happened I don't think that's ever happened really in a draft. Where you had 3 teams reunite the quarterbacks with some of their top targets in college. Where you had Jermar Chase going to back and team up with Joe Burrow, and then you had Jalen Waddle going to team up down there in Miami with Tua, and then Devontae Smith teaming up with Jalen Hurts out there in Philly. So it was that was a trend in this draft where they wanted those guys. It's like giving those guys a security blanket, like they're familiar, and they put those guys with a receiver that they were familiar with, and maybe that can help them going forward. So, but that was just, it was kind of a strange deal, but hey, I got it. All right. The Brad Holmes looks to have sniped a player from the Eagles. Now, this was one of those funny things. If you kind of look at the video, the guys were in Philly were upset because one of the guys on the staff wanted the guy Alim Mcneil out of North Carolina State. That was one of their targeted players, and when they weren't able to get that guy when they traded up, they were like, "Oh man," because it was an after effect from the Devontae Smith the situation. So that put them behind the power curve when it came to Alim Mcneil. And Brad Holmes just said, "I'll take that," and he went in there and got Alim Mcneil. So it kind of just caused a little it was kind of an awkward. It wasn't like an aggressive thing, but they were kind of like, "Oh hell, that was the guy we wanted." What do you think about?
It was the reverse. It was the reverse of looking at the Sewell tape where they're just celebrating. So the guy, this was amazing. The dude from, was it Philadelphia, right? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out which team. Okay, Philadelphia. Yeah. And he's trying to fist bump everybody to make everybody happy about what happened or whatever, because he traded back. Thinking he could still get his guy. And then his guy went to Brad Holmes at our Detroit Lions. So he's trying to fist bump, and he goes to the last person, he flips off, he kind of does it away, and then he's arguing with him right afterwards and stuff. You can see they were upset. They were tore up.
They were a little miffed with that one.
They were tore up. It's so good to see in Detroit that we get somebody that someone else coveted, and it's not just this. You actually see it in their war room. It was amazing.
Exactly. I was gonna say, man, like how good does it feel to get another player that somebody else wanted? Because we always get these players who come out of the dust, and we gotta start doing our research, and we're like, who is this guy?
July.
Okay, right. Yeah. But we get somebody that another team who's done pretty good this century, who they wanted and who they coveted. Man, that shows you, man.
I can imagine him with Fletcher Cox. Alim Mcneil with Fletcher Cox was scary. That's
yeah.
a scary situation.
That's a scary situation.
And what was that? The NFL Network plays Stump the Truck. You know how they want these guys from these kind of smaller schools, and they stump the production truck to find highlights of them. That's what we did with Jelani Tavai in the second round. We stumped the truck out there on NFL Network.
Yeah.
All right. What they're saying nationally about the Detroit Lions, the rebuild is off to a good start. It is refreshing to hear the national media have something positive to say about our Detroit Lions.
I heard a lot of good things about this draft, but the one thing I like is that they don't feel we reached on any pick. In fact, they think that we got really good value on a lot of the players. Melanfalu, God, I'm getting it. I really am. Iffy, we'll just do it that way. I think he was a really good value. The running back was a good value. I honestly think we got great value for where we picked the guy. Sewell was a number 2 on most people's board. We got him at 7. Yeah. I mean, most of these guys, Onzarike should have been a first round pick.
Yeah. And I think nationally, some people said that maybe Sewell may have been the best player in the draft.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So
if it's not for Trevor Lawrence, because of his position, not necessarily because he's going to be the greatest player that ever played or whatever, you know what I'm saying? The greatest player in this draft. It's just the position and the value of that position for me. But I thought they did really good. And it's good to see that we're starting to get some national love in a little bit of way. They don't really like Dan Campbell. They're making fun of him and all this stuff. But now they're saying, oh, whoa, hold up here.
Yeah. Now that doesn't translate to our local media, because we can still have some guys, especially over there. Yeah, even some guys over there on 97.1, because I listen to them all the time, and they were like, the Justin Field thing comes up a few times, and then the one thing was the Jabril Cox thing where he was sitting there, and we took the 2 defensive tackles. But look at Jabril Cox kind of went, later on, in that, a little bit after after McNeil. So, I mean, it is what it is. Jabril Cox went to Dallas, and happy trust to him. You know what I'm saying? If you look at, the players that we got, Cox was a little light. So I think that he's going to be playing safety. But speaking of the national media, I mean, but it looks like that, the rebuild is a marathon and not a sprint. That's another thing that's coming out, that, we're taking our time and building this thing the right way.
Right. I know a lot of fans want us to a quick turnover, and they're gonna we're gonna tune in and see how many wins and losses we got. But that's not how it's gonna go down, man. That's just realistically coming from people who love football and around football and just know football. Is a real rebuild doesn't work like that. And I'm just glad and I'm just thankful that we no longer have the reach guide drafting, taking picks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just reach out I'm just gonna take this T's table real quick with this 4.740 and see what he can do on the outside. I'm just glad, man, that we got guys in there making sensible decisions. So,
is anybody from that draft still on the Lions? That there was Jarrett Davis and T's Tabor. Is anybody still on the Lions that were in that draft class?
I don't know. What year was it?
I don't think so. I think it's
2017
draft class.
2017.
Yeah, it's that. Know. Yeah, you know what though? There were a couple of. I mean, even some people thought that that Jarrett Davis was a reach.
Yeah, there were people that thought that.
Some people thought that. I mean,
he is now that we cut it.
There is somebody from that draft class that we still have.
Who was that?
Jalen Reeves-Maybin, 4th
yes,
round.
You know what? He is the only guy left. I forgot about Reeves-Maybin because we picked him up later on in the draft. He was that linebacker at the University of Tennessee.
That's bad. That's when you really can't draft. When your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd round picks are not on the team 4 years later. Yeah, you need to. Yeah, you can get out of town real fast because we're coming for you, Quinn.
Because Galladay was in that class too.
Yep.
Michael Roberts, what a disappointment he was.
Yeah.
Jamal Agnew just left.
Yeah. Now, he played well. He just took that better offer in Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? Like they opened up the checkbook to my man Jamal Agnew. So I don't blame him for leaving at all, because he was to get a better deal in Jacksonville than he, hey, make your money, man. I'm never in anyone else's pocket. Now, a little bit of news coming out of where I live down here in North Carolina. The Lions reported to hire Mike. I think we'll get his name right. Mike Martin, I believe that's what his name is.
Yeah, it's Mike Martin.
Mike Martin to the Lions scouting department with an elevated role. So
he has 18 years experience.
Yes, I mean, he's not a guy that's just a flash in the pan. I mean, you look at some of the drafts that the recent, especially on defense, that the Panthers have had in the recent years. So I mean, you look at that guy. I mean, he's been around for a long time. So Brad Holmes is shoring up his scouting department as a general manager.
Oh yeah, I think the type of people that the Carolina Panthers draft on the lines, they're hard-nosed defensive players. We want that. So I think him was a very good hire.
Well, the Lions have not officially said that he's hired yet. So I mean, we believe he is, but it's not quote unquote official yet. So bear that in mind as well. I have I have a couple more things. One thing about the NFL draft, and this is to your point, Mike, Coach Mike. We have Wednesday at 4:00. After 4:00, I believe that's the date where you don't have to. You can go ahead and sign a free agent. It doesn't count against your comp picks. So there's some guys out there still that we could sign, that we could get, like, covering that spot and a couple other spots on the team as well. There's still a lot of people available right now.
Yeah, there's a ton of free agents out there on the market right now.
And I think that's why we didn't go get them.
Does anybody know how much cap we have left?
That is a good question.
That's a good question.
I don't know. After the signings of all the people, I think we could still squeeze in one or two.
Yeah.
Probably.
Definitely.
But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. And then on the draft itself, I just think that we have turned a corner in Detroit. The air is fresh at Ford Field. I think that we have, the way we've built this front office and the way we built this team, we're starting to build the team. I'm so excited. And Aaron Rodgers is not so excited. That makes me happy.
Yes, always.
All the time.
All the time. So let's take a trip over to the Wall of Fame. We're going to do that first. And Curt, who do we got on that Wall of Fame today?
All right, for our bronze members, we have Detroit Drew, Midwest Lion, Bo, John Kapler, Detroit Lions Talk with Mike, Sub-Z, Trap City Boys Entertainment, the Batman of the 313, Crystal Wiley, Art Allen, Steve Castillo, and the Latino Lion. And our silver members, we have Nomas J, Jason Portis, Cap Ice Cold, and Go Lions. All right, and for our gold members, we have Bob Corso, North End Ken, baby, just in the D, Miles Gibb, Randall Flag 606, Randy Prince, the Gridiron Blitz, and you know who it is, the Doctor. Dr. Detroit is always in. So to become a member, click the Join Now button at the bottom of the screen or in the description, and you can find out what it takes to become a member and put your name on the Wall of Fame and all the benefits that come with becoming a member of Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Subscription to the channel. Next up, we have our Detroit Lions on the Prowl trivia. Jim, what you got?
Jared Goff wears number 16 as a tribute to what famous NFL quarterback?
That's easy. It's easy.
It is easy. It's very easy. Mike, Coach Mike, got a guess? 16.
Ooh. Which team?
No, 16. What's the quarterback? Jared Goff wears number 16 as a tribute to what famous NFL QB?
What was Montana's number?
16. You got it right.
Okay.
16 from Montana. He's a California kid, grew up there in California, so 16 is the number. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we knew.
That was
Curt
easy.
knew.
Yeah, that was easy. That's too easy. Yeah.
Guess who else knew? Facebook,
that?
Art Piler knew, and on Twitter, thank you, number 9 knew. So those are our winners this time. If you want to play the trivia game, it is on Facebook and Twitter, and we do that every single day. And now it's time to go to the comment cards. We do comment cards because we really care about what you feel and what you think about our team, and you're just as much a part of this as we are. Love the interaction and all these things. So I'm going to go to Lyle Shull first. I don't like to rush the time away, but I can't wait till the season starts. That's your comment, Curt.
yeah. I can't wait till the season starts. But trust me, time waits for no man. It'll be here before you know it.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to turn around. There's going to be training camp, and next thing you know, it's going to be a Hall of Fame game, and we're going to be starting the season. All right, Jerome in the house, without a doubt. Watch your mouth, breaking on down. Jerome Brown says they finally stopped buying their steaks at the dollar store. I love that comment.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Hey, ain't nothing wrong with the Dollar Tree, but shoot, I ain't gonna lie to you. I want to buy my steaks from there. I want to definitely buy my steaks from a reputable grocery store. So yeah.
Wow, that's cool. That's really good. That's really good, Jerome.
Yeah. Dag the Gur. Kuiper hated the Lions, did not take Smith. He wanted the Panthers to get Sewell. I love seeing a sour look on his face. Well, more sour than usual. Yeah. I don't know what's up with that.
My favorite comment from a draft has to be the coach GM when they first started, and he's like, "Who in the hell is this Mel Kiper GM?"
Yeah,
we're still saying that today.
Miles
Gibbs says, "Great show, guys. Love our draft." But at first, I was like Jim. I wasn't sure about our second and third round picks, but I watched some film on these guys. Want to bite kneecaps, LOL. And the cornerback, I think we can move him to safety. He would do good there too. Love our whole front office. They are bringing a new mindset and a new energy to the Lions. Prowl family pride. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, definitely. I'm loving that. Thanks. Saying friend of the show, Miles Gibbs, go member of the channel. All right. John Townsend says, Sewell was amazing to have him fall to them. Sprinted that car up. Of course, we had Rashard Perriman grab that card and run it. Levi and Alim were even better. We need long-term solutions at defensive tackle and couldn't get any better than that. Both run stuffers with 3-down pass rush capabilities just made our D-line the strength of the defense. Pass rush and run defense significantly improved. Ifatu is a versatile cornerback, and who says, or free safety, but I trust this coaching staff to put him in the best position to contribute right away. Love the entire draft, especially the first 2 days. I can't wait to see what this coaching staff does with these members of our secondary, these new members. These guys are, they are notoriously good coaches in the secondary. So to see what they're going to do is going to be definitely intriguing.
Yeah, it is, man. Just all the coaches, all the positions, man. It's good, really good. Jerry Benson says, is anyone out there really worried about playing against the Bears with an Ohio State quarterback? Wow. Okay, I see where you're going. He said, it's not like that school has a high track record of burning up the NFL with their quarterback. Terrell Pryor, Troy Smith, Dwayne Haskins, J.T. Barrett, Cardell Jones. That's a good point. That's a very good point. But just the one thing, man, is I never put lineage on a quarterback. I don't do that because if so, like I always say, Justin Herbert wouldn't have got drafted because they would have been like, okay, Mariota and Harrington were busts. So, I always let that guy be his own guy. So I'm not down on that, per se, but I understand where you're coming from. That hey, if I see it, I believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, unlike Mike Jones, who gives out grades, hell no, I don't trust Ohio State quarterback. So yeah, I'm 100% in agreement with that comment. Absolutely. Thank you, Jerry. I agree with you with that comment. I've never trusted Ohio State quarterbacks.
I've watched Fields. The thing that concerns me about him is, he takes too many risks. He's going to get hurt, and he's going to get hurt a lot over there. The amount of hits that he takes on the runs that he does, he doesn't slide. He takes a lot of hits. He's been injured quite a bit. And I think that that's a problem for them. I think that, they're going to have to teach him to slide or somebody's going to knock his head off in this league.
You can't dive head first in the NFL. You can't, like you do in college. You just can't do it. They don't protect you. They don't protect quarterbacks that run like that in the NFL. It's just not what they do. And they just got rid of his top left tackle for Tevin Jenkins. They let that guy go yesterday.
Yeah, but he was terrible.
Yeah, he was terrible. But
really
he's terrible.
He was not.
You could have slid him over to the right tackle or something. But that line in Chicago is going to have that dude like he's a fugitive. He's going to be on the run.
Glad he can run. He's going to need it. Okay, question of the day today. What do you think about the overall draft? If you do give grades, give us a grade on the overall draft. And tomorrow we're going to be looking at the undrafted free agents. Some of them, we're going to take a few of them and go over them. And then it's going to be a fun week. It's just draft season is amazing. There's a lot of stuff going on. You get to see the new players on your team, and I'm pumped, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to see these guys on the field. It's going to be amazing. But right now we're going to go to my favorite part of the show, the dessert with my man Curt.
All right, so wrapping up the draft, there are reports that the Lions, hear me out now, the Lions have the consensus top 10 draft class with the grades right now. So that's by dessert. The Lions have kind of changed directions. If you look at that, we haven't had that in the last few years, but the Lions has a consensus top 10 draft class for the national media. They really like what we did and how the Lions are building going forward. So it's just one of those things where I'm liking what Brad Holmes, if you smell what Brad Holmes is cooking. So I'm feeling him right there on this draft. So shout out to Brad Holmes and his staff over there, John Dorsey, Chris Spillman, all his scouts over there. I really like this draft, and you really set the tone for your tenure in Detroit, Mr. Holmes.
I love this draft. This is my final thoughts for today. I love this draft. I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped for the first year of seeing these guys. But you got to pump the brakes just a little bit because the rookies and, I don't think we're going to win a lot this year. It's not negative. It's just this is the build we're going through. But we have established a core of really tough, hard-nosed players that want to play football. One of the themes for this draft is the love of football by these guys. The just love of the game. Penei Sewell wants to get out there right now and play. And you heard that from Onwuzurike, and you heard it from a lot of different ones. And I think that that's one of the things, one of those intangibles that they were looking for is have a chip on your shoulder, want to play football, want to get in there and get nasty and get in there and make some plays. And I think that we've got that in these guys. You couple that with some of the free agent guys that have chips on their shoulders, something to prove, 1 year prove it deals. You could have something exciting here. I'm not going to say you can't. I'm just saying that there's just not as much talent as we think yet.
This temper the expectations. That's all. You can love the draft class, but temper the expectations, fans.
All right.
Mike, what you got?
Welcome to the D, baby. I just want to say my final thoughts is I made another payment on my season tickets. I'm on the payment plan. I got 2 more payments left, and those babies is mine. I'll be down there on Ford Field, sitting 1 row above the tunnel where they run out. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it's time to go, baby. I'm ready for the season to start tomorrow.
Oh, me too.
All right. All right. So you know what it is. It is what? It is Tuesday. Two-piece Tuesday or Taco Tuesday, whatever, however you get down. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your lunch today. It is lunchtime, Detroit Lions Talk. You know how we do it. It is refreshing to see the direction that the Lions are going in. So it's different than we've seen in a long time. I mean, just some of the moves, not just the draft, but like the front office moves, how the organization is stacked up, how it's built with fresh and then a mixture with fresh. And then you have your veterans in the building. And then the new sports science, you know, to address a lot of the injuries we were having over the last few seasons. And you got guys who are angry and nasty and want to hit you in the mouth. We want to bring that blue collar, that Honolulu blue collar is coming back to Detroit. And that's what we want to build as a fan base and just as a team in general. You know what I'm saying? We want to get, you know, our Detroit teams back to winning ways, and why not start with the Lions? That's just my final thought for the day. So hopefully Brad Holmes can bring this winner along with Dan Campbell to the Detroit Lions. All right, so you know what you got to do, baby. You got to join the channel. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel, join the family, because we don't have fans, we don't got viewers, we got family, and it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And we're what? You're home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And you can check out the show over on bellyupsports.com. There's a ton of articles over there written by some talented writers and a bunch of podcasts. There are new podcasts joining that network every day. So go over there and check out bellyupsports.com. And if you're going to buy some Lions gear, like your man Curt Steele, what I'm wearing right now, and you can go over to Fanatics. The links is at the bottom of the screen. So go ahead in the description. A ton of great Lions gear. You're going to buy it anyway. So go on and click it at Fanatics, and a portion of the proceeds from the sales from that link go to help us grow this content on this channel. So it's Tuesday. You got to grind hard today. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of work to be done. So grind it out, work hard, play hard, and whatever you do in life, you know what it is, baby. You got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, Mike and Jim, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.